We're live, pal. Welcome to
Go for the Pin Wrestling Review Show.
With your boys, Mikey Q and
King V, aka Ember Moon Knight, aka Michelle McCool Running, aka Summer Ray Charles,
Mikey Q and King V.
King V, what's going on, homie?
Give your energy and feed that vibe into the world.
Mike, you still owe me a chopped cheese.
I mean,
Go for it,
Hi, pal. Welcome to Go for the Pin, episode 149 with your boys. First, I am that leg slap professor, pal, Mikey Q, and I am joined, as always, with...
everybody's favorite homie, your boy DJ Knuckles, aka Mr. Thursday Night, BKA Mr. PWI 501. We out.
Yeah, 501 is right. Oh, man. Yeah, that list came out today, right?
It did.
I did not see it, so I will learn on the air if you actually have, if you're privy to that information.
I am actually not, because I have
Okay.
no idea where my phone is. But I know there are a couple of people that we know that are on the PWI.
Okay, all right. Well, I guess we'll get to the people that we know in a little while. Shout out to everybody that's watching or listening to us. I do apologize if you guys are watching live for the lateness. You know, I apologize for our tardiness. It's really me. I'll take full responsibility for that. But yes,
that's definitely me. I spent an extra 10 minutes tearing my house up trying to find my phone. That's why my appearance is grainy. No, I'm not naturally this ugly, but you know, I have to work it out.
it's all good. It's all good. We made it. That's all it is. We made it. We made it. Couple of notes this week that happened, you know, so we'll get to that. A very important person is supposedly finishing up with one company this week, so we'll get to that as well. But last Friday, We Are Wrestling had their anniversary show. Shout out to Pete, shout out to Lala, shout out to Mercedes, shout out to everybody that was involved with that show. Great success. What was that, Knuckles?
Wolf.
Yeah,
Wolf was on the show.
Shout out to Wolf. Yep.
Yeah, Michael.
Yeah, Stan Michael's in the like the pre-show and showed off and showed out. Like
He really did.
Yeah. Shout out to Sammy Chaos.
Yeah.
Sammy Chaos dominant win in the pre-show. I did not block Sammy's TV time. Okay, I know what Knuckles. I know what that meant there. I didn't block her TV time. All right. Your boy was there. Anthony Gamble. He was there.
He was there. I saw him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't win the 6-train scramble.
Bobby Showalter, I want my money back.
Oh man. Thank you to Bobby Showalter for being on the show last week. That was a blast. I mean, that was a great episode. That was fun. I really enjoyed the Bobby Showalter episode. But yeah, shout out to Brian F. Pro. He got his flowers last week.
I saw that.
We Are Wrestling. Yeah, that was really cool. He does a lot for independent wrestling, especially Hispanic wrestlers and personalities. So I just want to say thank you to Brian on behalf of the wrestling community. I want to thank Brian F. Pro for all of his contributions and everything that he does for the wrestling business in such a short time. Brian's pretty young, you know, so he's
he said he's like a year. What is he, like a year and a half in?
Yeah.
It's the unsung people like this that we don't ever hear about that keep wrestling going.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, big ups to him.
Big ups to Brian F. Pro. Let's see what else. Rob Killjoy retained his title.
That
Quack.
Quack.
Quack. Shout out the Quack man. Rob Killjoy.
Hey, but listen, Ichiban gave him everything he asked for, though.
Yeah.
Front.
Yeah. Ichiban definitely did his thing. Darius Carter cheated like I thought he would against George South.
That was pathetic.
Yeah, that was just you had to cheat against a 60-year-old man. I mean, that's all I got. That's all I have to say. I mean, that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. But no,
Joe Louis was 137 years old when they fought.
Oh man. Let's see what's going on here. The real Vince McMahon, I don't know about this. The real Vince McMahon says, will they ever bring back No Mercy? They are already. September 30th, I think. NXT presents No Mercy on pay-per-view.
That is correct.
Thanks for your question, real Vince McMahon. If you were the real Vince McMahon, you would know that, right, John? I mean, the real Vince McMahon. But yes, No Mercy will be going down September 30th. Okay. We have fun here. You know, I'm just playing with you, John.
This is funny already.
Yeah. All right.
What you gonna do with that mustache, real Vince McMahon?
Oh,
You got that.
man. Yeah, that mustache.
Something's got
all right,
to
pal.
give.
Yeah, I'm not cutting it, pal.
Please. For the benefit of those with flash photography, please.
It's a 5-second pose. Oh
no, cut the mustache.
Speaking of which, apparently Edge's contract is over with WWE. Since you mentioned 5-second pose, apparently internally they have removed him from the roster. So Adam Copeland apparently is free to work wherever he chooses.
That is not even who I thought you were talking about, but wow, okay.
Yeah.
So it just ran out, or they just got him out of his contract?
No, I think it ran out. I think that was the end of his term. Like the match he had on SmackDown against Sheamus was allegedly his last match. Not his retirement match, but his last match at WWE. That's what it seems like. So Edge or Adam Copeland would be free to go where he pleases at this point, if he chooses to do that.
Well,
he may not. You know, it's not my business anymore. You're right.
Fact. So
Yeah.
who is? I guess we'll get to it when AEW comes
Okay.
out. We'll get there.
All right. Quickly, Lala Mercedes, please take it away, Knuckles, and then we can move on to SmackDown.
Listen, they're. I mean, really, what can you say? I would definitely advise anyone who likes independent wrestling and likes women wrestling in general. Yes, that match right there. Go on. It did broadcast on Title Match Wrestling, like I asked last week.
Mm-hmm.
That match was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And not so much the match being amazing, but the fallout after the match.
Yeah.
And you can see all of that go on Title Match Wrestling, get your monthly subscription. You're paying the same thing as you would for the cock.
Paying for the cock is crazy.
It's $9.99. Go.
Oh, it's cheaper than the cock.
It's cheaper. Wow. Okay. Depending on where you live. All right.
Ain't that the truth, my brother? All right, go ahead.
Yeah. But yeah, go get a monthly subscription to Title Match and go watch Ruthless Lala and Mercedes Martinez. They put on a show, literally and figuratively. They put on a show.
Mercedes found out what that Larry do.
Yes, she did. And that's all I'm going to say about the match, because I want the viewers to go and watch it for themselves. And the fact that I think the real thing, and I hit Lala's Instagram and I hit her Twitter page, just saying how proud of her I was. But just the endorsement that was given,
it's
just crazy.
Yeah,
just so crazy.
Yeah.
That along with everything else that happened that night was just wonderful.
Yeah. I was, in attendance, as Knuckles so nicely
Oh
pointed
yeah.
out.
I was like, what is that big black dot in the fifth row? Like, what is that?
Yep.
And then he turned his head. I was like, oh,
Yep. Right next to the ramp, pal.
yeah.
All right. So
Leg
I
slap-
literally was the
leg
first
slap
person
professor
everybody
right on
saw.
the ramp.
Yeah. Yeah. The skybox was busy. It was full, so I had to be on the floor with everybody else, but it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, sometimes you got to. No. Anyway,
Real Vince McMahon says, so then so are you the real Vince McMahon then? So then WWE is no longer a McMahon thing. It belongs to totally different people. There is a merger with UFC. Endeavor owns WWE apparently. Like
yeah, called TKO now, right?
TKO, yes. TKO owns WWE and UFC, and I feel like something else too that I'm
How
missing.
original. All right.
Yeah, exactly, right. But McMahon does still have stake in the company. I think he has like 16% or something like that. But yeah, he's no longer the majority share owner or shareholder, excuse me, of WWE. All right. Let's get to SmackDown. Go out and check Deja Vu on Title Match Wrestling.
Please do.
But let's get to SmackDown. Guys, we're not gonna hold you here all night. It's one of those type of nights. It's already late. SmackDown, I mean, it was mostly about Jimmy and the whole bloodline thing. I'll run through this quickly here. Shotzi and Charlotte defeated Bayley and Io.
So random.
Yeah. Shotzi got a win over Bayley again. I mean, okay. Cool.
Charlotte is just teaming with everybody right now. The next thing, she's gonna team with Bull Nakano next week on SmackDown. I'm like,
well, I'd pay money.
fair.
That'd be good. Pay money for that. So then McMahon is no longer the owner. Correct.
He's about to have a fit. He's about to have a meltdown. I feel it. I feel
Okay.
it right here live. No.
All right.
The bounty commercial.
Right.
No.
So this was all a setup for Asuka. Asuka and Io apparently are gonna have a match for the women's championship.
Paid
Okay.
money for it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what else happened here. That's worth talking about. Okay, LA Knight versus Austin Theory.
Yeah.
There was a verbal back and forth with LA Knight, Austin Theory, and Grayson Waller. Knight defeated Theory. It was a good match. It was solid.
Happened a while ago.
Yeah.
I don't know why they wanted to wait until Theory didn't have the title anymore to have him beat in. Kind of stupid, but
I agree. Backstage, Knight had an interaction with Paul Heyman. I think this is interesting.
It's very interesting. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. And Heyman tells Knight, next time you want to come into this locker room and I'm here or something to that extent, you better knock. Do I make myself clear? And Knight simply, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Okay. So John asks us, what was the best WWE games you ever played? My favorites were WWF No Mercy for Nintendo 64, WrestleMania 19 for Nintendo GameCube.
Day of Reckoning was good.
Day of Reckoning was good. No Mercy's good too. No Mercy was really good. And then probably from like the SmackDown games era, for me it was Here Comes the Pain. I thought Here Comes the Pain was amazing, bro. Like Here
Yeah.
Comes the Pain was great. And I'm not like a huge video game head, but like like when I was a kid, definitely Here Comes the Pain, and probably the first Raw versus SmackDown game. And then after that, I kind of like fell off from the WWE games.
2K23 is not bad.
Yeah, I haven't
Not
played
bad.
it.
It's not
Uh,
bad. My son has it. And
Okay,
he's just over the moon with it.
okay, that's what's up. Okay,
Some of his match choices are,
questionable.
Questionable, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, Butch and Holland versus Priest and Balor. Balor and Priest defeated Butch and Holland. No surprise there. Let's see. All right. Let's get to it. AJ Styles versus Jimmy Uso. Good back and forth. We were told Solo wasn't there, and then of course Solo comes out there.
Was there. Right.
And it's funny because Jimmy kept getting like trying to get Solo to like attack AJ, and he just wouldn't do it. Which I thought was cool. Priest and Balor attacked AJ after the match was over, and offered AJ on a silver platter for Solo. I mean, laid him out. Laid AJ out. AJ did get the win over Jimmy.
Yeah. I'm a little confused.
Okay, I am too.
I'm a little confused. You had the bloodline. You had Roman, Solo, you had Jimmy, you had Jay. Then Jimmy is out of the bloodline voluntarily.
Right.
Then Jay leaves. Now all of a
Mhm.
sudden Jimmy wants back in. I'm a little. What was the purpose of outing him in the first place if you were going to just try to put a story of putting him back in?
I think it's all to spread this whole thing out. They realize they're running thin on story right now for the bloodline, and I think that's the real reason why. Ray, what's up, bro?
What up, Ray? But this could have been easily fixed. You wouldn't have this problem if you would have done what we all thought you were going to do, which was because everybody knows Roman is in dire need of rest. Dire need.
Yeah.
So I think if they just would have put the belt on Cody at WrestleMania and let Roman go on his vacation, would have had the story about the bloodline going their separate ways, blah, blah, blah. Paul Heyman not knowing which direction he wanted to go. Because I think it's really about time that Solo went out on his own anyway.
Right.
So that would have been the easy fix. Now you're in a situation where you don't know what you want to do. And slowly but surely, if not already, Judgment Day is becoming the biggest story in the company.
Right. Do you know if JR was actually fired by McMahon because
literally 3 years too late for this question?
because if he was, it's shocking because he's been with the WWE. Yeah, JR has been with AEW now for 3 years. Yes, Vince did fire JR. Okay, he's fired JR many times.
4th time.
Yeah, for the 4th time. He's fired JR many times.
Right.
And this time it was for good. I mean, I think JR, here's the thing, right? I think that JR for Vince has too much of an old school Southern type of way of announcing and commentating. And I guess Vince just didn't want him. He wanted to go with younger. You know, that's all it is. He wanted to go with younger. And he was already building Michael Cole up as the voice of WWE for years now.
Right.
Even when JR was still working, Michael Cole was being built as the next JR. And a lot of people, I think I think that's why Michael Cole got all of the heat that he did, and it's not Cole's fault. It is not Cole's fault. I think Michael Cole is very good at what he does.
Michael Cole has done very, very, very well for himself.
Yeah, I think the heat comes from all of the JR fans that think that Cole came in to replace JR. That is not Cole's fault.
Right.
It's not. That was a Vince McMahon decision, and Cole was basically thrown into the fire, and he succeeded. You know what I'm saying?
Let's not act like Cole is just some guy they brought off the street from another company or whatever.
Right.
Let's keep in mind, Michael Cole was the one taking the abuse from The Rock. Remember?
Yeah, I know.
The t-shirts over the face,
DX.
along with Kevin Kelly. The shower scene with DX.
Yeah.
So,
man.
You know,
Coach also. Oh my God. Do the Charleston.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bend over.
Yeah,
Get your monkey ass out of the Rock's picture.
Oh my God. Yo. Oh man, that was great stuff.
But seriously though, I mean, listen, we can't really be upset because along with everything, wrestling evolves. It's evolution. No pun intended. So
yeah.
So even if we would have been gung ho on JR,
yeah.
Let's be real about the situation, people. We can hear JR on commentary in AEW and tell that he is really getting up there in age.
He is. I think there's a place for JR still in the wrestling business. I would never say JR, does not belong in wrestling. I think there's always going to be a place for somebody that has the experience and the knowledge of Jim Ross. There is always a spot in the wrestling business. I think it's fine what he's doing now. He comes in, does one match on Collision. You know what I'm saying? And
a couple of matches on the pay-per-view.
Right. And that's it. Like, I mean, I think what they're doing with JR and AEW is fine. I don't have a problem with it. And knowing JR, because I listened to JR's podcast, JR still wants to do this. Right. It's not like, he's not passionate about it anymore and this, that, there. He still wants to commentate.
Right. It's in his blood.
Right. Let's get to some of these other comments here. WWE doesn't know what they want to do with the Blood Brothers. The group should have died already. You know what? I think it should have ended at WrestleMania, but it doesn't look like that is the case. Dutch Dynasty says, why does Roman need rest when he only wrestles once or twice a month? Unlike the real champion, Seth Rollins.
Can I do it? Can I do it, please?
Yeah.
Can I? Yeah. Okay. Seth Rollins has only been champ for what, 4 months?
If that, yeah.
Okay, while Roman carried the company through a pandemic.
This is true. Yeah.
Come on, man. Sometimes you gotta look
through the end of the pandemic, but yes.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta look beyond what you've seen in the last recently. It's not so much of what have you done for me lately. It's of what have you done for me in the last 2 years. While we were sitting there watching fans on TV screens, Roman was over there carrying the story, and this was not at the apex, but it was at the height of the Bloodline story.
Yeah, sure.
So it gave us something to watch while the world was shut down.
True.
So yeah, absolutely, he needs the rest.
I agree. Do you think Jey Uso is a better performer than Jimmy?
Yes.
In what sense, though? Wrestling wise, or just overall performer?
I say both.
Okay, I'm gonna agree with you. I just wanted to. I was interested to see what you thought about that. But okay,
Now, some people will say that's not fair because one is playing a babyface and the other is playing a heel. So your crowd reactions are going to be different. The only reason why I say Jay is because Jimmy's story doesn't make sense.
And now you're bringing it back to SmackDown.
Bringing it back to SmackDown about how he was in, then he got put out, now he wants back in. And why would you want back into something that you're trying to tell your brother you don't want him to be like?
Because he felt like he lost everything. I think that's what it's coming down to. His brother's gone. He didn't think he was going to lose his brother. His brother's gone. His
brother
wife
should have been gone a long time ago.
His wife is gone. He doesn't have any in his mind. I think this is where they're going. He's lost everything. So now he's reverting back to the only thing he knows, which is family, and that's the bloodline. So I think that's the idea behind it. But I wouldn't let him back in. No,
Well,
you
listen,
kicked me in my face.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
you call me an asshole. I don't want you back in. I don't want you back in the bloodline. No.
Right. And if that's the case, I would put, because it seems like Jay's road is going away from bloodline stuff. Seems like he's branching way away from bloodline stuff. That's why they put him on an entirely different show.
Right.
And they
Yeah.
let Jimmy stay on the show with the bloodline. If I'm a writer, if I'm a booker, I'm making Jimmy Uso a vigilante.
Mm.
And I'm having him do whatever he has to do to get revenge on the remaining members of the bloodline. And really, in retrospect, this is to build Jimmy up. This
Yeah.
is what this is. They've been a tag team their entire career.
Yeah.
It
Well,
just
their
so
entire
happens,
lives. Yeah.
right? It just so happened that Jay caught lightning in a bottle and had a rocket strapped to him, and he just took off. So now we
Because
have
it
to
started with Jay. I think that
Right.
that's why this whole bloodline storyline literally started with Jay. It started with Jay and Roman. It literally started with those two.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
true.
even with the Sammy thing, Jay was always the one that, I don't know about the Sammy guy. You know what I mean?
Jay
It's
was
always been
always the best supporting actor of the bloodline.
I agree.
Always was. And now
I
he's getting rewarded for it by going out on his own on Raw and doing his own thing. Now it's time for Jimmy to get that build up.
Yeah, I agree. Jay Uso is the new Booker T with this raise the roof pandering. Wow.
Pandering is crazy.
Pandering is crazy. Do you think they make? We'll get there. I'm not gonna read this yet. We'll get there. I'm gonna get that up. We will get there. Please stick around, John. The real Vince McMahon. We'll get there. Because we're gonna talk about NXT. So we'll get there. Great question, but we'll get there. That was SmackDown. I don't really have too much more to say about SmackDown. We'll see where this Jimmy thing goes.
I mean, I'm rooting for him, but you know,
I am too. I think Jimmy and Jay, to a certain extent, have a lot to prove if they're gonna be on their own. I do.
Right.
I think here's the thing, right? People will say, "Oh, well, Jay was on his own." Not really. If you really think about it, not really. Because when the bloodline started, and this is the last thing I say on this, when the bloodline started, he was attached to Roman Reigns. Okay, it wasn't like Jay was tasked with pushing a storyline by himself. You know what I'm saying? Or him being the bigger star trying to get another person over.
right?
He was attached to Roman Reigns. And then his brother
They
came
were
back.
the original members,
Exactly.
along with Paul Heyman.
And Paul Heyman. We can't just sleep on that. And Paul Heyman.
Right.
Jay has not been by himself. Ever.
Right.
Ever. You know what I'm saying? So Jay still has a lot to prove. And Jimmy as well. You know, so and I think Jay can do it. I definitely think Jay can do it.
Oh, yeah.
Which show do you think is better right now, SmackDown or Raw?
Raw. I say Raw.
That's tough, man.
I say Raw just based on Judgment Day alone. Judgment Day has got a great story going. And
But is it not repetitive?
No.
Okay.
Not to me.
I think it's a little repetitive. I feel
mean,
like every week it's Judgment Day versus Owens and Zayn and some type of.
But it's not so much the story about them against other people. It's the story about them against themselves.
Yeah.
Where they were here, and then there's turmoil. And
Mhm.
then they get together again, and then there's turmoil again. And then you have Rhea Ripley just like saying, you know what, get your shit together, or else it's gonna be some problems.
Yeah.
Now they're the tag team champion. And now we still don't know where JD McDonough stands in all of this. So there's still scenes to this movie that we haven't seen yet. And
Yeah, true.
so yeah, and plus you got well, the Becky Trish thing is over, and we'll get there. But there's still. I think Raw is slightly better, not a lot. SmackDown's holding on by LA Knight. I will say that.
And LA Knight is like on both shows now. So if you would have asked me a few months ago, I would have said without a doubt SmackDown. But like right now, yeah, I guess Raw would be the better show. They're both pretty bad right now. I'm not even gonna front. Like it's not. And the reason I say that, and I know a lot of times we come on here and everybody thinks we're like AEW haters. I am not. I'm gonna call a spade with WWE. I think it's been a little lackluster in the last few weeks. I don't. It's like, yes, LA Knight is a highlight of the show, right? Judgment Day are highlights of the show. I don't care about the rest of the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's unfortunate because the talent is there. I just don't feel like they've been interesting shows lately. For me. And yes, there are certain things I'm interested in, but the shows as a whole, like, and we'll get to Raw in a second, but it doesn't look like I'm the only one that feels that way. But we'll get there. What do you give SmackDown?
2 count.
Yeah, I'm with you. 2 count on SmackDown. All right, let's go to.
No, I was just looking at Ray's comment that he hadn't posted yet.
All of wrestling is lackluster right now.
He said the,
and he says all of wrestling is lackluster right now.
I won't say all of wrestling is lackluster, but there's a lot to be desired.
Yeah. I'm just not. There's nothing that's really making me say, "Oh, I have to see this."
Right.
And speaking of that, Collision was this Saturday. This is AEW Collision post CM Punk. The show started with Moxley versus Action Andretti for the International Championship. Who cares?
Right.
Who cares?
I ain't even gonna hold you. I was at a gig. I did not see Collision Saturday night. So
and that's gonna be the issue with Collision.
And you know what? And we had this discussion when we were talking about it. As a matter of fact, it's really funny because I was watching that episode while I was at work today about the decision to put Collision on a Saturday. You are literally committing ratings suicide, especially this time of year.
Yeah.
You're going to have college football.
Yep.
And then right after that, you're going to have college basketball.
Yeah. And regular basketball. NBA is coming back soon.
NBA is coming back. It's just so many.
And then you have the WWE pay-per-views. You have WWE pay-per-views on Saturday.
Right.
Like, it does not make sense. The real Vince McMahon says you both never talk about Impact. We used to cover Impact. Okay. We used to cover Impact. The thing is, I'm going to be in full transparency. There is so much wrestling on now that I just really don't I don't get a chance. And Knuckles is the same way, I think. Like, we don't get a chance to sit there and watch Impact. Yeah, I can't. Like, and I know they have a good show. I know. I hear the talk. I know Impact is doing well, and I'm happy for them. Well, in their round, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm happy for them. I have a lot of people at Impact that I respect, that I've had the pleasure to meet. Some of them I probably worked with, and I'm happy for them. You know, Marsha Slamovich, who is on the PWI list, doing great things. She's a coach at the Fallout. Right. Okay, I see Marsha all the time. She's a coach at the Fallout. So, like, I'm very happy for Impact. It's just too much wrestling. And this show, we do cover the indies, at least in the Northeast. We cover the indies. We cover mainstream wrestling, right? We cover what's on television, usually live. And that's another thing. Impact is not live, so that's another reason we don't cover it. That's why we stopped covering Rampage, because they started taping it. It's just too much wrestling. That's really the answer. It's just way too much wrestling. It's not that we don't like Impact or that we have anything against Impact. It's just too much wrestling.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be. I mean, everything you said, I agree with 100%. But let's not we're not discrediting it. They just celebrated 1,000 episodes.
Yeah, that's
So,
incredible.
It's just especially for a non, I guess what you want to say, top 2 wrestling
Right.
promotion
Right.
to have 1,000 episodes. And I mean, let's be honest. Let's keep it a stack. If you really want to talk about Impact Wrestling, let's go back to TNA before it was Impact, when the show was called Impact and not the company.
Right.
Let's talk about when they had AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Low Key, when they had
I watched every week.
when they had Generation Me, which we now know is the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. When they had Jeff Jarrett owning the company, and when they had everybody under the sun coming under that company, because it was the new thing on the block. And let's be honest, their roster has been filled at one point with legendary people. They had a stable called the Main Event Mafia, where you had Kurt Angle, Booker T, Kevin Nash, and Sting all in the same faction.
Yeah.
Like you won't get anything like that these days. They had a rise, they had a fall, and now they're coming back up again. So
yeah,
we're not downplaying it. We're just saying it's a lot of wrestling.
And of course, they've had some issues also. Like, I mean, even recently, they had a star, and I'm gonna mention her name. They had a star in Tessa Blanchard, and Tessa basically screwed herself. Exactly, and that hurt Impact because they still put the world title on her, not the Knockouts title. They put the world title on her, even after the controversy. So I mean, they've had, and I'm sure that put a black eye on them. You know, it's not like it didn't affect them. I think that hurt them a little bit. But it was good. Do you know of wrestling companies have ever had wrestlers compete against each other? For example, TNA invading WWE? No, because WWE is not going to allow it.
Right.
Not in today's society, not even 10 years ago, not 20 years ago. WWE was not with that.
You'll never get a Forbidden Door situation with WWE.
Yeah, not in WWE. I mean, AEW does it, but it's because they have relationships with like New Japan. So to answer your question, yes, we do know companies that's doing it. AEW is doing it frequently with New Japan and other companies.
And AEW did it with
Japan. TNA as well. Impact.
Impact.
TNA's dead. Impact.
Kenny Omega was
the Impact World Champion.
AEW and Impact World Champions simultaneously at one point.
Yep. And did not defend the title at Impact. Well, he did. He didn't drop the title at Impact. I'll tell you that much. That's neither here nor there. So, and that's still funny to me. Kenny refused to drop the title on an Impact show, but had no problem dropping it to Christian Cage
on AEW television
at an AEW show.
And then there was Rampage. Then it was Rampage.
Yeah, on a Rampage. Oh, that's when Rampage still mattered. All right. Collision. Ray brought it up earlier. We got Christian Cage. He's gonna win the title later. Wait, I wasn't supposed to say that. Stay tuned for
yeah. Yeah, Christian Cage is gonna win their world title. That'll put butts in the
that'll put oh man, gotta love Tony Schiavone and WCW. All right. Yeah, Ray brought it up earlier. Like, who really cares about Collision now that Punk's gone? Moxley defended the title and won. I mean, okay, it was a great match, but I didn't care because I never thought that Action Andretti had a chance. I mean, just listen to this card: Chris Statlander versus Robin Renegade. Again, who cares? This is supposed to be your second biggest show. This is supposed to be your SmackDown or your Raw, depending on who you ask.
I mean, that Jade Cargill and Robin Renegade match did bring a return.
Well, it was Chris and Robin, and yes, Jade came back.
Came back.
Gave
Hold on, somebody
Chris
check.
the Jaded.
Somebody check Ray's pulse. Take it easy.
Whoa, easy there.
Easy there, fella. Jade Cargill.
Oh man. Yeah, Robin always gets a singles match and not Charlotte. Not sure why, but okay.
I can't tell them apart.
Neither can I. Okay, we had again. Listen to this show: Bullet Club Gold. Okay, versus Arrow Star, Gravity, and some other guy. Like
Gravity.
Yeah. What are we doing?
Did Pac ever get back in touch with him?
No. No, he didn't.
If you got that,
I got it. I got it.
if you got that.
He
well
forgot
done.
Gravity and never looked.
Never went back.
Yep. It was fun, but again, like, who cares? Of course, Bullet Club Gold went over. Stop me when I'm wrong or I'm telling lies here. Or if you actually want to talk about something, because none of these matches is making me, oh yeah, I have to stop and talk about this. Ray Phoenix versus Angelico. Bruh. And I am not shitting on the talent. I'm not, but who cares?
Right.
Who cares?
They are really scrambling right now when it comes to Collision.
Exactly.
It's showing very much.
Bruh, the main event was Penta versus Joe. Okay, for a chance at or who's gonna be
AEW World Title.
At AEW World Title. Okay, I care. Okay, I do care about the main event. Before that, we had Darby and Roderick Strong. Roderick got the win, obviously, because we saw what happened on Dynamite, which we'll get there. Samoa Joe beat Penta. Again, this was really good. This was the best match of the show, and it should have been. It was the main event. And that's pretty much it. I mean, that was Collision. That was the whole show right there. I know they had some sit-down interviews and things like that, but that was the end of the show. And again, I'm not discrediting the talent. The talent are gonna go out there. The wrestlers are gonna go out there and wrestle. Okay, that's what they're gonna do. The wrestlers are gonna wrestle.
Right.
For me, I need more than just good wrestling matches. That's not. That is exactly the story. I need segments.
Something to make me think.
I need entertainment. This is all sports entertainment. Whether you're in WWE, whether you're in AEW, this is all sports entertainment. Okay, we got the sporting aspect. Entertain me. I feel like you've asked this before, John. Give me 1 second. And then John said, in my opinion, I'd rather watch Impact over AEW and NXT. Wow. Okay. Well, that's your opinion. Yeah. What was the first? The first ever WWE show I went to was back in 2002. It was a house show on Nassau Coliseum.
Oh man.
Yes.
First one I ever went to WWE was, I remember the main event. It was Shawn Michaels versus Vader.
Wow.
So that should tell you how old I
am.
And if anybody has any sly jokes about how old I am, kiss my ass. Anyway.
Period. All right. But wait. But this is what Punk was talking about. You have a company ran by Target EVPs. You know how hard it is to run a Target? But no, I understand. Like, it's not that easy. Oh, man. Oh, boy.
Oh, God.
Oh man! All right, what do we? I hear you, though, Ray. What do you? I know, right? Knuckles, I thought you were around 25 years. That's a compliment. I wish we were still in our 20s, bro.
I appreciate
that. That's amazing.
No.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, but no.
Yeah.
What
All
you
right.
don't see off camera is the other 26 years or the other 16 years. I'm sorry.
Oh man, yeah, it's a little too old there,
Yeah.
pal. All right.
Yeah. What's your real ages? You're 30. I'm 41, and
And I'm
Mikey
31.
Q is 12.
I'll take it. All right. I'll take it. That's my shoot age
Q.
now.
12Q.
12Q, right.
Right.
All right.
Oh
Where
God.
was I? Huh?
12Q. What is 12Q?
I don't know. I
12
don't know.
squared is 144. So I can
Yeah, I
only
guess I'm
imagine.
looking good for 144. I'll tell you that much. Yes, that's his shoot
Yeah.
age. He just told his
Yes,
shoot age here
that's
on
my
the
shoot age. I'm 41.
All right. We're old, pal. We're old.
Right.
All right. That's why when they're like, yo, when you get in the ring, bro, I'm old.
Right.
Like, bro, I'm old. All right. Okay. Collision. Collision gets a 2 count. It wasn't again, look, it's not a bad
This
show.
gets
I
a
just don't
1
care.
count from me.
Okay. And I totally understand that. I'm being nice because the wrestling is good.
Yeah.
I'm not bored with the wrestling. I'm bored with the show as a whole.
But besides Jade and Joe and
Penta.
nothing there for me.
That's fair. Oh, there's the 1 count again. That's fair. All right. Let's get to WWE Raw. Because I know people want to talk about certain things here. Again, this was from the Scope in Norfolk, Virginia.
Legendary building.
Legendary. If anybody remembers, we're going down there. Down where? Down there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They closed the door. Get a sign of closing the door.
So Raw was at the Scope, right? And WCW. WCW was at the Scope.
WCW was at the Scope.
Okay, and Raw was
I think like a town over.
Yeah, like 30 minutes or so, 20 minutes, something like that. It was close. They were close.
Yeah, it was only about 25, 30 minutes away from each other.
Yeah.
So,
oh wow. Oh, Ray tapped out on Collision. People act like CM Punk was more interesting to watch over Jericho.
Depends on how you look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More controversial, definitely. Do I find myself, what is Punk gonna do this week? Do I find myself saying that a lot? Yeah. Definitely. Jericho might be the better wrestler. I wouldn't disagree with that.
Jericho is the better wrestler. That's not even up for debate.
Okay. I wouldn't okay. Jericho's a better wrestler, but definitely the more, I hate to say it, the more entertaining figure in wrestling, definitely CM Punk. Okay. And I'm not discrediting Jericho's right there for me. Like, Jericho is definitely entertaining. I know V has his own opinion on Chris Jericho, but and here's the thing, right? And I love V. I don't necessarily depending on what it is, I don't let people's personal issues. Yeah, I don't let their personal lives interfere with how I look at them on TV, because I don't know these people personally. If I know you personally, then that's a different situation. I don't know these people personally, so I'm only going to judge them based on what they're doing on TV, unless it's really bad. I've made it very clear on my stance on sexual assault here or anything with a minor, a child or anything like that. That I don't care how great of a wrestler you are. I can't respect that. But anything I don't let politics get in the way. Like, there's people that don't support certain wrestlers because they're Republicans, okay, or Democrats, or whatever. I don't want to isolate anybody or whatever, or they don't have a party or whatever. Right. I don't care about that. That has nothing to do. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't. Your political stance has nothing to do with your ability to wrestle. You know what I'm saying? And entertain. That's
my political stance. Don't know which one it is, but wait a minute. This is Republican, isn't it?
I don't.
Isn't the elephant Republican?
I don't know, bro.
Somebody in the comments say whether the
No,
elephant is
please
a-
stay out of. No, let's not go to
No,
political
we're
stuff.
not. No, I'm not trying to. You know, the parties have symbols or whatever.
Yeah, I
And
wouldn't
I
even
know
know.
the elephant is one of them, but I can't remember which one it is.
Okay,
Anyway.
well, so then Jericho's the best
Oh.
talent at AEW. I don't know about the best talent at
Oh,
AEW.
absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't know about the best talent. No, I don't know about that one. Knuckles with Pinocchio. All
Pinocchio.
right. Okay, let's keep going here. Okay, so Dutch Dynasty says Elephant is Republican.
Oh, let's get this. Oh,
Yeah, you might want to. Yeah, all right.
All
Again, I don't care about whatever political party you support or whatever religion you have. That has no bearing. This is wrestling, right?
Right.
So I don't care about that stuff. Some people let that affect them. That's their right. You know, that's their choice.
It's called blurring the line.
Right. All right, let's keep going before we lose so many viewers here. All right, because we lost a couple on the. That's another reason I stay away from politics and religion, especially on this show, because that's the two things that like you just cannot get to. All right.
Right.
Main event Jey Uso kicked off things. KO and Jay had a promo. Judgment Day came out there. A tag team match was made. The Judgment Day got the win after Jay accidentally hit Owens with the super kick. Knuckles?
No, I'm just thinking about. Oh wait. Politics has no business in wrestling. That's just a gimmick. Even then, it has no business in wrestling. Let's just go back to Hulk Hogan and WCW trying to run for president. Sit your ass down. All right. But
explain to me why CM Punk is more exciting for you to watch. What's so special? I think it's his anti-authority character that he's had for like almost 20 years now. I think for me, again, everybody's opinion is different. I think that Punk has more of the you can't tell me what to do type of attitude, and if you tell me what to do, I'm gonna do the opposite type of thing. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the kind of like the buck the system type of thing. You know, I always thought that was cool. It worked for Austin. You know what I mean? And I think that Punk got a lot of that from Austin, especially when we saw Punk versus, you know, the Authority and, you know, all of that stuff. Like, I definitely think that he got that from Austin. Sorry, I got a little distracted here. Phil is great on the microphone, average in the ring. Okay. I'm not going to disagree with that.
Average now.
A little bit above average. Yeah, average now. Above average. A little bit above average in his peak, in his prime or whatever,
Right.
but definitely still top 5 on the microphone, even today. Knuckles is thinking about it now. All right.
I might. I'll give that to you because I don't have time to think.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What was I saying? Yeah, so Kevin Owens accidentally got super kicked, and now we're doing this whole thing with Kevin not trusting Jay, and nobody trusts Jay.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Listen. Here's the thing about that. Some people on the internet community talking about that was stupid, blah blah blah. You have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
We're not expecting main event Jey Uso to be on the main event the first week he debuts on a show.
The Rock.
You have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So let's just let this play out, see what they do, and move on from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Rock was definitely better on
The Rock, yeah. The Rock was
Awesome.
better on the microphone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because that Brock and Punk SummerSlam match was epic in my opinion. Yeah, it was. It was. Punk has bangers. He does. He has bangers.
Punk versus Cena and Money in the Bank.
That was, and it got a 5-star rating. It got a 5-star rating.
What was that?
2011. 2011.
That's 2011?
Yep, 2011. I remember it like it was yesterday. I bought the DVD. That's how I'm impressed. I bought the DVD, the Money in the Bank DVD.
Wow.
Yep.
That was 12 years ago?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Punk has banger. Even the match he had with John Cena on a Raw leading into a WrestleMania. I forget. I think it was like 2013, maybe 2014. It might have been. It was like right before Punk left, and they had a banger of a match. I think Punk pulled out a pile driver, which you never see in WWE.
Yeah, I remember
like Cena hit a Hurricane Rana on Punk. Like, yeah, it was a great match. Punk has bangers. Even the last match he had with Joe was a banger. It was a banger.
True.
Punk's final match in AEW was a banger. Is it still shocking that Kurt Angle was in TNA longer than WWE? No.
I'm not going to answer that. I'm just going to tell you, go on Peacock and watch the documentary. That's all I'm going to say.
No. Okay. Okay. You were saying that people online were saying it was stupid about Jay and Kevin, and then you said that you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Did you have another follow-up on that, or is that pretty much it? Hold on, facts. I bought the.
What
DVD
about
Kevin and Jay and all of this stuff going on?
TBD. I don't know. I mean, like I said, this is the start of something new for Jay. So it's like I'm not sitting there. Like I already have my mind made up. I'm not going to put Jay on a certain pedestal or at a certain height right off the bat.
Right.
I'm just gonna let that man sit there and do what he does, and then I will critique as needed as we go along. So, like I said, you have to start somewhere. You know, it's like when you've been so used to doing something occupational wise for so long, and then you go on to something completely different from what you've been doing for 25, 30, however many years.
Yeah.
You have to start somewhere.
Yeah, sure.
You're not expected to be the EVP of this new adventure that you're going through. You got to start somewhere. So, Jay being on Raw, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt right now until I see even more. And I think it could be interesting what they do with Kevin Owens and Jay and see how Sami Zayn comes into play. It's actually really smart because, Sammy was always that guy that, was with Jay and trying to get Jay to come out of the bloodline. And they got their own story on the side. And now Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are tag team partners.
Yep.
So how does Sami Zayn react to Kevin Owens getting kicked to the face by one of his good friends?
Yeah.
So you know what? It's got
by accident, of course.
Of course by accident. But of course, they're not going to play it like that. So the story's got potential. So let's just let it ride and see where it goes, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. Do you think Chris Van Fleet does the best wrestling interviews? No, we do. We do the best wrestling interviews.
Absolutely. Get him out of here.
I'll say this. All right, like Chris is a great guy. He follows the show. He does a very safe interview, and I don't mean that to be disrespectful. And of course you want your guest to feel safe. People can say we do safe interviews, but I'm gonna ask certain things. Knuckles is gonna ask you certain things, like not in a disrespectful way, but we're gonna ask, because we do have an audience that wants to know certain things about certain wrestlers or personalities. And I feel like we wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't ask or comment on certain things, So, and I'm not saying Chris doesn't, but I think that he does a very safe interview where he doesn't do things for clickbait. And I do respect that. Like, you're not going to get a bunch of like, oh, this person said this on Chris Van Fleet's podcast. Like, and I like that about Chris. I do. I like that about Chris. He's very likable. He's very personable. And I think he does a great job at what he does. I would love to have him on the show one day. I think we all would love to have him on the show one day. So
definitely
I'm putting it out there right now. Chris, if you're watching, open invitation.
Yeah, we got questions for you, Chris.
Yeah.
Since
Definitely.
you ask all the questions all the time, we got questions for you.
Yeah, definitely. Does Jay have a higher probability of being world champion than Jimmy? I don't think either one of them are going to be world champion.
But Jay does have the higher probability.
Yes, I will say yes. Yes to your question, but I don't see either one of them being world champion. I think if they was going to do it, they would have done it. Ray says most wrestling podcasts play it safe. Not too many want that bad relationship. Of course not. Of course you don't want a bad relationship. But I think there is a way to ask a respectful question and still maintain that good relationship with the talent or whoever you're interviewing. Go ahead, Knuckles. I kind of cut you off there.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. So here's the thing: at being podcasters, and if you want to call us this broadcast journalist, you can. There is a certain hierarchy, or there is a certain what is it called? There's a certain format or unwritten rule that podcasters have to go through. When we have guests on our show, we ask them before we even put them in front of a camera, is there something you don't want to talk about? What is off limit? What do you not want us mentioning during this interview? And they tell us, and we follow as such. Now, there could be some podcasts on here who really don't give a damn what they ask, and even when they say, "Hey, what do you not want us to talk about?" and then they say it, they ask the question anyway. That's where you get the bad relationships from.
Yep.
So it's just having a moniker of decorum and respect for the people that you interview. That's really what it comes down to. So I can respect Chris, his interview style, and he's interviewed some major players. Let's not get twisted. He's interviewed some major players, but the bad relationship thing comes in when you lose that modicum of respect for the person you're interviewing. That's where the bad relationship comes in at, and we try not to do that. And you know, what is this? 2.5 of the 2.5 of the three of us?
Yeah.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
2.5 years, and in 2.5 years, we haven't lost the respect of anybody we've interviewed. So
only have gained. People have hit us up to come on the show, like so only gained. But that goes with having the goodwill of the people that you've already interviewed. Oh, this person went on there and they was cool. Okay, yeah, I'll go on. So and that's a luxury. It's a luxury to be able to hit up wrestlers like if we want to guest on a show, to be able to just hit up who we want. I mean, guys, like, and again, not to like brag, but we've had Willow Nightingale on this show. Okay, we've had Big Swole on this show. Like, these are people that's been on pay-per-view. Right. You get what I'm saying? Like, so again, and then even the up and coming talents, like Cosmic's on the rise. Steve Pena's on the rise. Like, you know what I'm saying? And just the Anthony Gamble, despite what happened at Jobber Slam, is on the rise. He's tearing it up on the North, on the Northeast independent team. So to be the Golden Glovers, the list goes. Sammy Chaos. These are people that you guys are gonna see on your television sooner rather than later. I'm sure of it. So you have to establish a good relationship with the people that you have on.
Honestly, Mike, and I'm gonna hit this and I'm gonna let it go.
Yeah.
Just my personal preference. I would much rather listen to an interview from an independent wrestler than I would from somebody who's already made it. Because then I'm gonna figure out what are the pros and cons of trying to become a professional wrestler.
Right. Yeah.
No, I mean, so some of these guys we see on TV every Monday and every Wednesday and every Friday or whatever, they have their own buses. They fly first class.
Yeah.
They do this, that, and the other because they put the time in, they put the work in, and they've given the energy to get where they are.
Right.
People like like you said, Mike, people like Cosmic and people like Sammy Chaos and
Yeah.
Anthony Gamble and other people that we've had on this show.
Lala.
Bobby Showalter, who we interviewed last week.
We've had Danny Limelight on the show as well. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he's wrestled for the AEW a bunch of times, you know?
Right. And like I said, like we said, Big Swole, Willow Nightingale.
Big Swole wrestled on pay-per-view against Britt Baker.
Yeah,
Guys,
Willow Nightingale was the New Japan Strong Women's Champion.
Yeah. You know, and I'm proud of all of our interviews.
Yeah,
I really
overall we're grateful.
Yeah.
It's great.
Which one of Chris's interviews did you like the most? Mine was Chris Masters. That was a good interview. I like the Chris Masters interview.
I like the Summer Rae interview was interesting.
That was recent. Yeah, I like the Summer Rae interview. I like the
Summer Rae interview was very recent.
I like the one he did with Maven. Because again, Maven's a guy that now is starting to do more. I've seen him pop up on YouTube a bunch of times now. And Maven's a guy that was laying low for a long time, and now he's reemerged.
And you know another one that was really good that I would suggest to everybody, go watch his interview with Dolph Ziggler.
Okay, I didn't see that one, but I'll check it out.
Dolph Ziggler really, really kind of broke the fourth wall in his interview and said some stuff.
Okay, I'll check it out. Good question, John. And good and definitely good conversation there. All right. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like, besides the opening, what I was just talking about there, and then obviously like the main event, Raw is very, very forgettable. And so Gunther celebrated his record, his new record. Gable came out to challenge him. Basically declined the challenge. And then there was a match. Let me see here. I don't even remember what happened.
Was it Gable versus no.
I don't
want to say it was Gable versus Vinci, but might not have been.
I don't know. I don't remember. I know is that
either way, Raw gets to 1.5.
Yeah, give me 1 second before we get there. So Drew McIntyre beat Woods. It was a good match. I enjoyed that. Chelsea Green lost to Shayna Baszler. Zoe Stark came out there to make the save after Piper Niven because Piper's back. Piper Niven and Chelsea tried to attack Shayna after the match, and Zoe Stark made the save.
I'm so confused.
Yes, John. Everything that happened with this merger means that everybody that was in charge is no longer in charge. So, Triple H is no longer chief officer. That is true. Next time you see, I don't think he's COO anymore. No, I don't think so. I'll check just to verify. Give me 1 second.
So he's not over creative either?
He is over creative, yes.
Oh, okay.
He is over creative. Vince is still over creative as well.
Oh,
but yeah, I don't think he has the title of COO anymore. I'm just gonna make sure here. Well, it's still okay. He's the CCO, so the Chief Content Officer.
Right.
All right. Okay, shout out to Terrorizing. All right. Anyway, let's keep
Terrorizing?
Wait. Ray.
Forget Maven. I asked him for an autograph, and he gave me a picture of himself. And then I said to him, "Are you going to autograph it?" He said, "That would be $5."
Oh my God, bro! Nah,
that's hilarious.
That is hilarious. Okay. I tapped out on Chelsea. Okay. Vince is still the majority. I don't think he is though. I don't think he's the majority owner anymore. I could be wrong, right? But I don't think he is. I think he only owns like 16% or something like that now.
Yeah, this thing has completely been taken over by what's the
Endeavor.
thing called? Endeavor. Right.
Yeah.
They said it on post, ran rampant on Monday, the last Raw under the McMahon.
Mm,
So
okay. Okay, it was champion Alpha Academy versus Imperium. That's what happened there. Champion Alpha Academy get the win, which means that Gabe was probably gonna get another opportunity at Gunther. He already broke the record. Put the title on Chad Gable.
thank you. I was just about to say that.
Put the title on Chad Gable. Thank you. I love that, yo.
Yeah.
Like Gable's so entertaining. Gable's a high point also of Raw. I will definitely, I would definitely say that. The whole Alpha Academy, Maxine Dupree, and and Otis is Dupree.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I can't believe that she was brought in as Max Dupree's sister,
Now
who
hold
is
on.
L.A.
Hey.
Knight.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
hold on. Is this now? Is there any truth to the rumor that they are brother and sister in real life?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Because I heard her saying
Let me double check.
something about, or him. It was either and I like the Chris Van Vliet episode with LA Knight as well too. Like all three of them. All of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was saying something about that being his sister. And I think that was like a shoe. I have to look it up, but I don't have my phone.
I'm gonna check it out. Okay. Yeah, I agree with Ray. Put the title on Chad.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I took a picture with Maven in 2004 at a hotel in McAllen. Remember I told you she took pics with majority of the Royal Wrestling. Yeah, that's what's up. That's cool. All right. Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez. While I look at this Max Dupree situation, just talk to us about that.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, it was what it was. We saw it before. Obviously, Rhea Ripley got the win here. However,
Obviously,
we got another return here, a very controversial return.
yeah, because she's not like most girls.
Yeah, amongst the internet wrestling community, or IWC, if you will.
Oh, those marks.
Nia Jax has returned to WWE. Literally did the bonsai drop, which I thought was pretty cool. Did the bonsai drop on Rhea Ripley, and then proceeded to slap the scales of justice off of Rhea Ripley's face.
Yeah.
I really thought that was kind of like, okay, this is gonna end up bad, because she really did slap the hell out of her.
Yeah.
More than one occasion. So now the question is, you know what the first thing that people are going to say, right, Mike? Oh, why did they bring her back? She hurts people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mentioned it, and once again, I'm going to shout them out because I watched again. Shout out to Jobber Tears Podcast, Janelle from HR, Seth Wilkins, Mr. Black. Shout out to you guys. But they make a very good point when they said this morning that there was literally Raw needed a threat to Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
There's no threat to Rhea Ripley because she's bigger than 85-90% of the Raw roster of women.
Right.
So they needed something. They needed someone to challenge Rhea Ripley. And all of that made sense to me. But the reason why I'm kind of second guessing this decision is because no matter how good for business it is, she's always gonna have that stigmatism that she hurts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's something that I wish that like people would get over and just see her
They won't.
for. That's what
They
I'm
won't.
saying. Like they
Yeah.
will not get over the fact that if it had happened once, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But it happened
Right.
more than once,
Multiple times.
multiple times.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just, you know, I wish the best for Naya, and she
Me
looks
too.
incredible. Let's not,
Yeah.
fake it here. She looks incredible,
Yeah.
and
She does.
I hope this run is very prosperous for her. I just
Same.
think that there's going to be a point where people are going to crucify her for her past.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't know, but yeah, that was Raw. 2 count.
The challenge for Rhea Ripley is Jade Cargill. Okay, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
I'm gonna actually
That would be
save
Ray
that.
that commented that.
Yeah, of course it was Ray. Bro, I guess this is a 2 count.
Give it a 1 count if you want to give it a 1 count, or tap out.
I didn't tap out of it, so I'm not gonna put tap out of it. I didn't tap out of it, but so here's the thing. This is the show you give us against Monday Night Football. And Knuckles, I'm not a football fan, even though I'm slowly starting to become one. I'm not a football fan. I sat there and watched the Bills versus the Jets before I turned on Raw. I watched the game, the football game, live because I was more interested in the football game than Monday Night Raw. And I am not even a football fan. Guess what? The WNBA is on. I'd rather watch, you know what I was doing? I was watching the WNBA on Wednesday.
There.
Oh, didn't watch Dynamite live, but I watched the WNBA. That's how much I'm not invested in wrestling right now. And it sucks because I'm literally the biggest wrestling fan that I know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to not be invested, it's almost out of habit. We do this show, so of course I'm gonna watch wrestling and I'm gonna catch up on everything, but I have no desire to watch it when it's happening. I have no desire to really like go back. I can't tell you what happened on Rampage for the last couple of weeks. I haven't watched. I don't remember. And if I do, I haven't watched. I'll watch tomorrow just because it seems like that's going to be Jade's last match. We'll get there. But I'm just like kind of over wrestling in a sense, like just because like there's nothing that's really entertaining. I honestly, you guys can say what you want about CM Punk, but I feel like that might have been my last straw in a sense, like where like my interest just went totally down. Like it was just like, all right, I really don't care now. You know what I mean? Especially with AEW. But I'll say this.
But are you saying that because of his in-ring work or because of the possibility of what he's going to do next backstage? What is your basis on that?
Well, it's not necessarily just the in-ring work. I think it's the overall presentation of CM Punk. I think the idea, not necessarily his backstage. I don't really care about the backstage stuff, but do I care about what he's going to say when he comes on my television? Yes. I definitely care about what Punk's going to say and what's going to happen because of what Punk is saying on the television. Not so much the backstage. I don't really care about the backstage stuff. As long as you give me intriguing television, and we'll get to AEW in a few minutes, but I don't know. Like, it's not just AEW, it's WWE too. My interest right now is just really low. Like the Bloodline stuff is like, okay, I'm a little interested, but not nearly as interested as I was a year ago or even 6 months ago.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like Judgment Day, I care, but I'm not that interested. Like, it's like, okay, yeah, I do care about where they're going, but it's like they're not giving me must-see TV every week. It's not like I have to see. And again, this is the product you put up against Monday Night Football, week 1. The first week of Monday Night Football, this is what you give us. And I'm not alone, Knuckles. I'm not alone. The ratings were the lowest they've been since a best of show, I believe, back in December. 1.3 million for Monday Night Raw.
Right.
1.3 million. That's telling you we don't care enough to turn on this product right now. And again, let me be clear. WWE is doing phenomenally well. And I'm not taking the Endeavor deal, house show attendance, they were just in Nassau Coliseum, I believe last weekend. I wasn't there, but they drew over 7,000 people for a house show. AEW struggling to draw 5,000 people for Grand Slam. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, sure, they put 80,000 people in a building in Wembley,
and that ain't even true.
Well, that's why this show is called Numbers Don't Lie, right? So apparently there's some type of controversy with those numbers, whether it was paid attendance or not. Right, it was 80,000 people in the building.
81. They're not even saying in the building. They're saying 81,000 people bought tickets. They're saying in order to get into Wembley Stadium, you have to go through a turnstile.
Right.
So they are saying the turnstile number was just above 72,000, which in itself is not bad at all.
Those are astronomically great numbers for AEW.
Right. Amazing numbers.
Yeah.
But
well, Sean Ross Sapp said that he didn't go through a turnstile. So and he was so again.
Maybe it's because he was media.
But that's the point. If you're not counting the media and the people like that was comped or whatever, then yeah, I guess it would be around 72,000. But it's very believable that they did have 80,000 people in the building, if not everybody went through the same security clearance. Is Rhea Ripley overrated? No, I don't think she's overrated. I just think she needs
more
action, more story surrounding her championship. Right. Not Judgment Day, but her championship. But no, I don't think Rhea is overrated at all. I think Rhea is great. Let's get to NXT because John, you did mention NXT earlier, so I do want to get to your question. We can skip through everything else that happened on NXT. The only thing I know you guys want to talk about is Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch wins the NXT Women's Championship from Tiffany Stratton. Now let me go back to John's question from over an hour ago. Do you think they made Becky NXT Women's Champ to give new talent on the Raw roster to have a chance at the Raw Women's Championship? Hold on. Hold on. Do you think they made Becky NXT Women's Champion to give newer talent on the Raw roster a chance at the Raw Women's Championship? Got it. All right. Just had to self-edit a little bit. It's okay. Just have to self-edit. All right. Yes, and I think they're trying to keep Becky far away from Rhea at this point. I think that's why Knuckles be nice. I think that's why
I'm not saying anything.
I think that's why they did that. To keep Becky away from Rhea.
That's not why they did that.
You don't think?
They only did that because Becky was the only one that hadn't won the Grand Slam yet, and that was it. Yeah, that was it. Dude. Come on.
Hold on. Do you think Rhea and Dominic's relationship is dumb because everyone knows her real partner?
Wrestling.
It's wrestling. And they are on a wrestling storyline. It's already messed up. It's a wrestling storyline. No, I don't think it's. I don't think it's dumb. It's a wrestling storyline.
Right.
This goes back to the beginning of wrestling. Like, it's a wrestling storyline. It's entertainment. It's like you watching a movie. It's like you watching a TV show and two characters are dating on the TV show, but they're married in real life. That's exactly the same thing, So.
Kurt Angle kissed Stephanie McMahon live on
Oh, he
TV.
liked it a little bit too much, though.
He really did.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story. Yeah, while Vince is producing it. More tongue. Tongue.
Good shit, pal.
Yeah. Imagine Vince. Let's not even go there. All right. So Knuckles, I disagree to a degree, as V would say. yes, it does make Becky a Grand Slam champion. I think it was more so. You know what the truth is? I'm gonna be real with you. You know what the truth is? You know why I think Becky beat Tiffany? Because Tiffany made a mistake in her promo a few weeks ago. I literally think that is the only reason that Becky beat Tiffany, and I'm not going to take credit for it.
When she mentioned her as being a NXT Women's Champion.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. I'm not gonna put. Okay, we're not putting that up there. But yeah, I'm gonna say this.
Sorry,
I didn't take that. I mean, I did take that. I don't remember the Twitter user, but somebody had posted that was like, man, Tiffany makes one mistake in a promo and she has to drop her title a few weeks later. I think that's what happened. I really think that's what happened.
Wow.
I think she made one mistake in her promo and they said, well, now that you said it, maybe we can have Becky beat you. And I can imagine Tiffany, whoa, hold on there. Hey, not just horses. But in all seriousness, I do think it was to bump the ratings. And again, back to the numbers, because numbers don't lie. Becky Lynch was able to get 850,000 viewers onto NXT this past week. The highest ratings they've had since the Wednesday Night Wars. More than Seth Rollins when he defended his world title against Braun Breaker. Yes. So Becky's calling herself Rebecca Ratings now. But yeah, so
Rebecca
Ratings. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. So, but and apparently they peaked at 1 million for NXT. So that's great during the match. So
yeah,
that's great. It's great. It's great for Tiffany. I know I feel bad for her, but like
she'll win it back.
Will she?
Yeah, she'll win it back. This will definitely be 50-50 booking because Tiffany Stratton wasn't a bad champion.
No,
he wasn't a bad champion at all.
He's good, man. I wish people would give him
more
credit.
The best moonsault in professional wrestling.
I agree. V disagrees. He says Io. I think she has the best moonsault. That prettiest moonsault ever.
Io's is too quick. Too quick for me. If you're gonna moonsault, the purpose of a moonsault is to kind of defy gravity.
Yeah, like you're gliding in midair.
Yeah, you're gliding in the air, and Tiffany's got it. Tiffany's got it. Like I said, she wasn't a bad champion. I just think because of this, and I mean, there might be some merit to what you're saying, Mike, about her slipping up and making mistakes during the promo.
Yeah,
there could be some merit to that.
I think so.
I think, but like you said, if they did it because of that, they've done it. Now we can wait a couple of weeks, have the rematch at No Mercy, give her the title back, and then no harm, no foul. So, and plus it'll make Tiffany look really, really good beating Becky Lynch.
Unless they do a New Day angle here where like New Day held the titles, the NXT tag team titles for like a couple of months before they dropped it to the Gallus, I believe, at one of those pay-per-views. John says, so then we won't be seeing Becky on Raw anytime soon. I don't think that's true. Look at Dominic. He's North American champion. Let me get this straight. Wait, so Dominic main roster is North American champion, and Becky main roster is the NXT Women's Champion. How can I put this? Is this, and again, Tiffany's situation might be a little bit different, but is that a little telling as to the talent on NXT? Like, you have to have the main roster people win the championships for it to really mean something?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay.
I
posing a question.
I think it's just, like you said, to give it a rating boost just real quick.
Okay.
Because, let's see. I mean, this whole thing with, contrary to popular belief, it has worked out pretty well. But this whole thing with Braun Breaker,
when he almost killed Von Wagner.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, it's pretty much it's caught my attention. Let's just put it that way. I opened the blinds real quick just see what's going on. Then I close my blinds back. But
Right.
the fact that I look, that's the key.
Wasn't Becky's the man gimmick when she was a heel? No. Why is she still called the man? No, Becky started becoming the man when she was like this, like getting over, like to like. I hate to use the equivalent, but like this Austin type baby face.
That's what it is.
No, the man gimmick was literally when she was like the top at her peak as a baby face, as an Austin like baby face. I remember I bought the man shirt. I wore it to WrestleMania that year.
You got lost in the sauce.
Yeah. I'm a better women's champion. Right. I'm a better women's champion than Tiffany. Whoa, I don't believe. Wait, in hitting women. Just kidding. I like Tiffany.
I was about to say something.
Yeah. Wow.
I was literally about to.
I think Tiffany's great. I think the whole like Beverly Hills, like, stuck up uppity girl thing works.
Toodles, really?
Toodles is great. Toodles is great.
Toodles is great.
Well, she said Toodles bitch last week to Becky, which was awesome. Like, little profanity. We like that. All right. Becky started the man gimmick in what, 2018? Yeah.
Was it 2018?
Yeah. It was 2018. It was the end of 2018. It was like during the whole
further back than that.
Nah, it was like 2018 because remember 2019 was the WrestleMania at MetLife. So yeah, she had the man gimmick going in like 2018, like the end of 2018 after Nia broke her nose. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, that was NXT. I enjoyed the main event. I was sitting there waiting for the main event. What were you saying, Knuckles? What happened, Knuckles?
You'll see it.
Yes. The Undertaker does really sleep in a casket every night. He's dead.
Mike, I hate you.
What?
I really
He's the dead man, Knuckles. Of course he sleeps in a casket. Where else would he sleep at, Knuckles?
I don't know, a bed.
A bed in a casket. All right. Anyway, so NXT
upside
gets
down from a hanger, maybe.
Oh my god! I'm gonna give the main event an airfall. I'm giving the rest of NXT a 1 count. Because I was literally sitting there just waiting for the main event. Although no, I changed my pick. I'm giving it a 2 count because Wesley and Dragunov had a great opening match.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, so I do change. I'm not gonna give it a 1 count. I like that. Didn't care about pretty much anything else in the middle, and then the main event was strong. So I enjoyed that. What about you, Knuckles?
I'm with you. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the monotony. I think this entire week was just full of 2 counts. Nothing really just blew me away for me to give it like a near fall, and definitely not any 3 counts this week. So
right, no, I agree. All right, well, we've made it to AEW Dynamite. Okay, so let's just get right to it because Ray says the challenger for Rhea Ripley is Jade Cargill. Okay, news broke today or yesterday as we record here Eastern time, that it looks like Jade Cargill's done. I don't want to ruin Rampage for you guys, but let's be honest. If the reports are coming out, that means Jade did not win the TBS championship on Rampage.
Right.
I don't know that for a fact, but I'm pretty sure. Jade versus Rhea. Okay.
No.
Does Jade hold on. Does Jade go straight to the main roster?
That's what they're saying they want to do.
I think this is a valid question. And I asked this because you can't just say, oh yeah, without a doubt. Kevin Owens, NXT. Sami Zayn, NXT. Bobby Roode, NXT. Hell, Drew McIntyre when he came back, NXT. Shinsuke Nakamura, NXT. Asuka, NXT. Like I can
Right.
keep going.
Exactly.
I can keep going. So you can't say, oh well, she was a champion on, LA Knight NXT.
Right.
LA Knight was Impact World Champion.
That is
Now,
correct.
So, so again, not everybody is AJ Styles. Okay, that's just gonna come in and go right to the main roster. That's not everybody. I mean, look, even Rhea Ripley, Becky, all of these people went through NXT. Does Jade Cargill go straight to the main roster? Which I'm gonna be honest with you, Knuckles. I think she should. I think she has the star power to do it.
But
Does
is she ready?
Wrestling wise?
Ready for wrestling wise?
No.
Yes.
No, I don't think she's ready wrestling wise. But I'll counter a point by saying, so what? So what if she's not ready?
So what?
So what if she's not ready wrestling wise? She's a star, and you need her on television.
Are you freaking kidding me right now?
I'm dead serious.
You can't be.
I'm dead serious. I think you know how many people get put on the main roster that's not ready in wrestling wise? She'll get there.
And where are they right now?
Well, Maxine Dupree's doing pretty well for herself.
And she ain't wrestling a lick.
That's fine. That's fine.
You cannot have Jade Cargill on the main roster and not have her wrestle. She is not wrestling ready. And it matters a lot.
I disagree. I don't think it does.
Jade Cargill.
It's not like she's.
Listen, Jade Cargill, and please, ladies and gentlemen, go for the pin. Do not misconstrue what I'm about to say. Okay.
Here comes the misconceptions. Yeah.
Nope.
Go ahead.
Do not misconstrue. Jade Cargill is 70% looks, 15% mic skills, 15% wrestling. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. In AEW, how many people of legitimate competition did she face during her streak? 2, 3, and she won 60 plus in a row.
Yeah.
Listen, Becky Lynch is not Chris Statlander. Charlotte Flair is not Layla Gray. No disrespect to these talents in AEW.
It's a little disrespectful.
No disrespect whatsoever. I'm just saying, you're going from AEW, but now you're sitting here wrestling bigger names.
That's fine. It's not like Jade is like dangerous and she's hurting these girls.
That's not the point.
No, I think the point is that she's a star. She has basic wrestling skills down.
But she has to. Okay, in WWE, I don't think you need basic wrestling skills.
Okay.
This is why if I'm WWE, I'm sending her to Shawn Michaels first. I'm sending her to Shawn for 6 months, 8 months. And if she blows away the competition, by all means, to the moon, main roster. But right now, she is not ready for main roster.
Alexa Bliss wasn't ready for the main roster when they signed Alexa Bliss. When they called up Alexa Bliss. Carmella wasn't ready for the main roster when Carmella went up there.
Okay, but what's the difference? What's the difference?
They started at NXT.
Exactly.
Jade has experience though. The difference is with those two girls, they did not have any type of wrestling experience before they got to NXT. She has network television, primetime network television experience.
Are these experiences the same though?
I would say so. She's on network. So I would say she has more experience than an Alexa Bliss did when Alexa first started.
And here's another thing. Shout out to Janelle. Can Jade keep up with that schedule?
Well, that remains to be seen. That I don't know. I don't know.
All of this plays into the fact that she needs to go to NXT first. Jade Cargill, for her entire career, let's be honest, where did she start? Her and Shaquille O'Neal versus Cody Rhodes and somebody else. I can't even remember who it is.
It was Red Velvet. Don't do that.
Red Velvet. Thank you. Red Velvet. No, I seriously couldn't remember. That wasn't a shot. I couldn't remember who it was. But yeah, her and Red Velvet. Yeah. And she progressively got better in AEW.
Yeah.
AEW at that point was a one time a week show.
Yeah.
You had one show, which means
Mhm.
the other 6 days of the week you could be at home.
Right.
You're not getting that on the WWE
No,
main
and
roster.
that's one of the reasons she didn't sign to WWE when they was trying to sign her originally.
So why would you do it now?
Her daughter's older now. One, I think that was one of the main things, that her daughter was
Okay.
still young.
That's wonderful, but we're not talking about her daughter. We're talking about her.
No, but you're talking about her schedule, and the reason that she didn't want to travel as much is because of her daughter.
Okay, but Mike, what I'm saying is the travel is also going to take a toll on your body.
Yeah, of
When you're
course.
not used to traveling, you're going to go from AEW where you work, if I do the math correctly, you have 4 weeks in a month, you work 1 day a week, so that's 4 days out of a month. 4 days out of a month, not counting press, media, anything like that. You're working 4 days out of a month. So 4
Yeah.
times 12 is 48. So you're essentially working 48 days a year compared to the 248 days a year,
Right.
if you will, in WWE.
Yeah, it's an adjustment. It definitely is an adjustment.
That's a huge adjustment. But this is what I'm saying. NXT is only what? Not counting the pay-per-views, they might work what? 12, 14 days a month?
Well, remember, they're training every day at NXT, so they're literally, they're only on TV.
But they're not going anywhere though. It's always in
Right.
Orlando.
Yeah, yeah, correct.
So where you would maybe, if you got a place in Orlando, you take a 20-minute drive to the Performance Center, then traveling 330 miles to the next town.
Yeah, yeah. Look,
There's,
like I said,
there's a lot. There's a lot that goes into this.
there is, but that's gonna whether she goes to NXT and then she comes to WWE, like to the main roster, or she goes straight to the main roster. It's gonna be the same thing. Like, here's the thing, right? All right, hold on. Let me get some of these out of the way because it's just gonna build up and we're gonna miss it and we're gonna be here forever. Can Bischoff make a return to Raw someday? Yeah, never say
please,
never.
No, God, no.
Never say never. All right, it's wrestling. Why couldn't LA Knight just keep the name Eli Drake? I mean, AJ Styles kept his name when he went to WWE because AJ owns AJ Styles.
AJ knows it. And AJ is actually his like real name.
His shoot name. Well, AJ is his shoot name, and then Styles, obviously.
Is it Alan
Jones?
Alan
Yes.
Jones?
Yeah. Even as a Jake
And I
fan,
think
I feel
Eli
like
Drake isn't Eli Drake copyrighted by NWA? Something like that?
or Impact, one or the two. Because he was Eli Drake in both of those. Even as a Jade fan, I feel like she should start in NXT. That's fair. Look, I'm saying she should, right? But this is about star power, and this is about a much needed shot in the arm. Give me 1 second. I feel like Jade is a great persona, promos, and movesets, but execution needs to pick up more. And
That's
she'll
the key.
get that on the main roster.
At NXT.
She will, but again, you guys, here's the thing, right? You guys are looking at it from a hold on. You guys are looking at it from a wrestling standpoint, from a she needs to get better in the ring. I don't think WWE cares about that. I would be real with
wrestling.
Say it again.
We're watching wrestling.
No, we're watching sports entertainment.
Nobody cared about Trish Stratus's movesets either until she actually showed us she could wrestle.
Right, and guess what she did? She learned on the fly. She learned on as she went. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jade could get better. She doesn't need to go to NXT. She can get better by working every week. That's how you get better.
By working every week in front of a live television audience.
She was already doing that. That's what I'm saying. Look, okay, here's the thing. And this is the last thing I'll say about Jade. If she did not have this AEW experience, I would be in full agreement with you guys that she needed to go to NXT. But because she has 2 years on primetime television as a champion.
I really want to say something, but I'm gonna keep the credibility of myself, and I'm gonna have respect for the talent. But I'll agree to disagree.
That's fine. That's fine. We'll see what happens. Where we still don't know what Jade's gonna do. Only way. What? Only way move execution can step it up is at NXT. I disagree. She doesn't need to beat it. She look what they used to do back in the day.
That's my point, Ray.
They
She ain't got to be there long.
Hold on. What they used to do back in the day before there was an NXT, okay? Like before you even had this, you worked house shows to get better. That's how you got better. They put you on TV and you'd work house shows.
Okay, but Jade Cargill cannot debut in the company at a house show. You know
No. You debut her on the main roster on television and have her wrestle on the house shows to get better.
Okay,
that's how most of the talent did it.
Okay, but that's where star power comes in at because she's been seen somewhere else before.
Right, so she has that star power.
So if you debut her on TV, you're going to be expected to see her every week. Bro, the fact of the matter is this. NXT has a great women's roster.
Yeah.
They have a great women's roster. I do not think Jade Cargill, from a wrestling standpoint, is ready to face the Charlotte Flairs, the Becky Lynches, the Io Skys, the Asukas, the Bianca Belair. Listen, Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill, book it. I'm paying for it. But she is not ready on a wrestling standpoint. She can't even talk. How's she gonna go on Raw? How's she gonna go on Raw and give me a 2.5-minute promo with Becky Lynch? She can't. Eaten alive. All of that goes in.
Well, Jade lives in Florida. Yes, she does.
There you go.
Okay. Look,
you can't.
Like
you
I said,
can't give Jade a manager everywhere she goes to talk for her.
The hell they can't. I hear you though. I hear you. Yes, yes. Like I agree. Jade needs to get better. I do. I agree that Jade needs to get better. I think that they have a star in Jade and they need to utilize her. That's my point. But I do think that Jade could benefit from NXT. Okay, like I'm not disagreeing with that point.
So basically, we just had this entire discussion for nothing.
No, I think she could benefit from NXT. I just think she's a bigger star than NXT. That's my whole thing. I think she's bigger than NXT, or can be bigger than NXT.
So she's bigger than Roxy Perez.
Yes. Yes, I definitely think she's a bigger name than Roxy. And I'm just talking about name value. Of course, Roxy's a better wrestler than her, but I'm talking about name value.
Well, if you're going by name value alone, then none of the people in NXT could touch her because she was on a nationally televised.
But that's my point. That's literally my point.
Okay, so at this point, if she is a star,
yeah,
based on what did you call it? Based on what? People seeing her and everything. That's what you said?
Noticeability, yeah.
Noticeability?
Yeah.
Then that's in the business, that's what we call eye candy.
Call it what you want. Like, call it what you want.
No.
You guys want Jade to be like this 5-star wrestler. Like she's not.
No, we do not. We want her to be we want her to be a 3.5-star wrestler. We want her to be a 4-star wrestler. But
does she need to be? Is my question to you guys.
Yes.
I that's why I disagree. I don't think she needs to be.
She's built. She's muscular. What oh my god, what's the girl's name? Oh man, I'm
Raquel?
Dating myself. No, I'm dating myself. What was the name of the lady that was valeting for Val Venus a while, and she was like extremely Nicole Bass.
Yeah.
Nicole Bass. So she's going to be the modern day Nicole Bass. Is that what you're saying?
No, she will be.
Can't wrestle worth a damn, but she looks good.
I don't think Jade is that bad in the ring. I think you guys are like not giving Jade enough credit for like her in-ring ability. I don't think she's.
So who can we compare her to right now? We all agree that the wrestling could get better.
Right, but I don't think she's horrible.
We're not saying she's horrible.
That's what it sounds like.
No, not what I'm saying, Mike. What I'm saying is that her level of wrestling ability does not quite yet meet the standards to be on the main roster. You cannot put.
All right,
You
that's
cannot put her
fine.
in-
I agree.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, you can't put her in the ring with Charlotte Flair right now and expect a 6.5 minute good performance. No.
Jade is already at a 3.5, but I think she needs to be at 4.75. I think you guys are like, man. I hear what you're saying, to be in the ring with Bianca Belair and Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. She got me tongue tied here. I don't think she needs to be 4.75. Like,
I won't say
right,
4.75, but I'll at least say like a 3.75 or a 4.
That's fair.
Because if she's gonna be in the ring, I want to at least. Because if she just goes out there every week and talks and shows off her body and everything, I'm eventually gonna get tired of that. No matter how good she looks.
Right. All right. Well,
good conversation.
Yeah, definitely a good conversation. All right. Moxley beat Big Bill, no surprise. Don Callis reveals his latest artwork. We're getting Takeshita versus Kota Ibushi, I'm sure, and I know all of the internet is gonna go crazy over that. Great. Yep. Grand Slam Women's Championship 4-way eliminator. Toni Storm defeated Sheeta, Nyla Rose, and Britt Baker.
I was very surprised at that, but
a little bit. But I mean, they've been building up this whole like Outcast storyline for a minute, so whatever. Les Sex Gods cut a good promo. They're gonna have a match at Grand Slam next week.
That's gonna be a good match.
It is, and I think it's gonna be physical. It's gonna be physical. Yeah. I think Sammy Guevara has to win that though.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We got Cage versus Paige. Paige pin Cage to win that rubber match. Hold on. Wait, but Bianca and Becky are 4.95 wrestlers themselves. I agree. Let's just keep going. All right. MJF cut a pre-tape promo on Samoa Joe, and he did MJF math. Okay, it started off with Steiner math, and then he did MJF math. That was entertaining.
Yes, it was.
That was entertaining. Darby and Nick Wayne beat 2.0. Trying to go through this quickly here. Okay, Roderick Strong and Samoa Joe in the main event. Samoa Joe Joe submitted. I'm sorry, Joe submitted Roderick Strong. I almost thought that Roderick was going to win this so that he can go up against MJF since they were building that. But no, we're getting Joe and MJF, which they do have the NXT history. Yep. So that'll be good. My question is, we're going to have Joe lose another world title match in like less than a month. Yep. It's like, what are we doing here? Downright Entertainment Television. Hey guys, you missed me? Well, you've been here all night, but yeah, of course. All
right, now Ray, comment right now. Ray, comment right now. Ray, you got 3 seconds to comment. 3, 2, 1.
Oh man, there it is. All right. But yeah, all right.
But no. Why would here I go again on my ramble about Samoa Joe. You're not doing anything with the television title. Why would you put another belt on him?
Yeah, it's true. This is true. Yeah, I don't know. I guess they just wanted the better match with MJF and Samoa Joe.
Now Downright Entertainment comment. No.
Oh man. I want to see something real quick.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, I don't know.
I wish I had my phone right now, I swear.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, Joe versus MJF should be good next week. I'm sure Roderick will get involved. He did this big Adam sell job once
Oh,
Adam
Lord.
Adam
That was
Cole
the
came
worst
down there.
thing I've ever seen.
You look,
That man said, I'm good. I'm good.
you look. Adam! Adam! Oh man, and of course Joe choked out Adam Cole. He said he's gonna take everything away from MJF, which pretty much solidified MJF is gonna retain next week.
Basically.
And that was Dynamite. Okay. It was fine, but again, this is I'll give them a break because I think they're getting ready for Grand Slam, and that's why this episode was kind of like but
Right.
I don't know, man. Wrestling this week, just I don't know, 2 count.
Didn't hit it. Yeah.
It just wasn't giving, as the kids say today.
The kids.
Yeah. I give it a 2 count. You know, I give Dynamite a 2 count. It wasn't bad, it just was what it was.
Yeah. I give it
Ray says 2 count.
downright with you. Oh,
Wow. Whoa. Both at 1:42 a.m. Eastern time here.
it's easy to do it off 2 laptops. Cut it
Oh
out.
man.
One person's on a laptop, a laptop in one hand and a cell phone in the other. You're not fooling me. You're not fooling me at all.
Oh man. So I was born that night, but not last night. All right. And that's the show for this week. We'll see a lot of great discussion. We'll see where Jay Cargill goes. We'll see where Edge goes, if he goes anywhere.
Could we? Oh
yeah, you was gonna mention something, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna mention something and I forgot to when we were talking about it. Wow, I lost my train of thought again.
Was it about Christian?
Yes,
Okay.
it was about Christian. How do we insert Edge here? Or how do we insert Adam here?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. And plus it's almost 2 a.m. on the East Coast, so I have no idea right now. My brain is like fried. But I don't know. I mean, again, this is all speculation that Edge would even go to AEW or do something with AEW. You said you think he will?
I think he would, just to be with Christian one more time before he calls it a career. And it's not like Christian has a legitimate championship belt he can offer Edge or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, please, for the love of God, please turn Luchasaurus. Good God. It's starting to get sickening.
Yeah, I think that's where we're going. Isn't there a TNT championship match at Grand Slam? I might have missed that. But Darby maybe again, or I don't know. I have no idea. That's how just uninterested I've been, and I don't remember. But Knuckles, you okay? Veer's over there?
No, it's literally I have all the lights off and I have the spotlight on, and my wife just walked in, and I walk across.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know where you would insert Adam Copeland in here, but I don't know. Man, if Adam Copeland comes in, you're gonna have Adam Copeland, you're gonna have Adam Page, you have Adam Cole.
Special guest referee Adam Levine.
Yeah. Oh man. All right, that is our show. Yeah. We're getting up out of here. Absolutely. You know where to find us.
Right.
Okay. Support Raider Raw, support Downright Entertainment.
That's
John,
one person, ladies and gentlemen.
John, right, one person. John, thank you as always. The real Vince McMahon who just did the Endeavor deal. Mitchell Clark, Bonji.
Yeah, Mitchell, Bonji. Sway Thomas was not here.
Sway.
Prediction champion.
Yeah, our current reigning and defending prediction champion.
Show your face.
Yeah. But I'm sure he'll be back for our next prediction show.
Dutch Dynasty, appreciate you too.
Dutch Dynasty, yep. Yeah, appreciate all you guys. Until next time, we'll see. Wait a minute. Got a new comment. Hold on. I'm not ready to roll. All right.
You're gonna have to prove it to me.
You're
gonna have to prove it.
One at the same time.
Yeah, send us a send us a picture of you at a live event or something or whatever. Yeah.
Oh man, Ray's just gonna send us a picture of him and Jade. All right, we gotta go. Thank you guys. Good night. We'll see y'all next week. Hopefully. Peace out. Thank y'all.